Good evening. Good evening and welcome to the UT Dallas Office of Diversity and Community Engagement Diversity Award Ceremony. On behalf of the Office of Diversity and Community Engagement, I want to welcome you to UT Dallas' 7th Annual Diversity Award Ceremony. Thank you for coming to our event, and we expect that you will leave excited and ready to work to accomplish the UT Dallas Diversity mission to embrace, enhance, celebrate diversity and inclusion at all levels of the university and our community. We know that these efforts can be best achieved through community partnerships and the efforts of students, faculty, staff, and executive leadership. We want to emphasize that diversity is not just race and ethnicity. It also includes gender, sexual orientation, physical and mental abilities, religion, nationality, parental and marital status, thinking style, socioeconomic levels, and many other characteristics that make each of us unique. We want to emphasize that diversity and inclusion has emerged as a worldwide practice. We define diversity and inclusion broadly. Inclusion refers to how diversity is used to create a fair, equitable, healthy, and high-performing university and community where all individuals are respected, feel engaged and motivated, and their contributions are valued. This evening, we will recognize and honor individuals, faculty, staff, students, and community partners who have championed and embraced the university's diversity goals. As many of you know, I'm George Fair, the Vice President for Diversity and Community Engagement and Dean of the School of Interdisciplinary Studies, and I'm just so happy to see you all here and to share this time with us. I also have the pleasure of introducing tonight's Master of Ceremonies, Dr. Kenneth Pugh. Dr. Pugh is a clinical associate professor at Collier Center. Dr. Pugh.
Testing. Good evening. Can everyone hear my voice okay? Can everyone hear me okay? Very good. Good evening and welcome. Weather withstanding, I'm glad to be here. I'm certainly glad to see everyone else here. So as Dr. Fair had mentioned before, we certainly appreciate you joining us and celebrating us during this time. Thank you, Dr. Fair, for your welcoming remarks and your kind introduction. A few things before we start. I guess just a general, laundry list of sorts. For those who need to respond to the call of nature, it's kind of down the hall, about halfway here or on the left. And as much as everybody loves their cell phones, if I could have you silence those phones for me, please. Vibrate mode. I heard of a 4-year-old describe it in a really interesting way. He said, "Mommy, your phone is in wiggle mode." So if you would, silence your phones for the purposes of our program this evening, okay? So again, as Dr. Fair had mentioned before, we're certainly going to honor students, staff, faculty, and community members whose contributions in diversity and inclusion have been absolutely outstanding. We trust that the recognition will also serve as a beacon to headlight role models and to motivate and engage our community. We will also hear from an incredible UT Dallas student who is closer to achieving his professional goals because of the financial support provided by generous individuals and community partners like those that have joined us today. I certainly want to add in thanking all of those who've provided scholarships and who've also attended programs sponsored by the Office of Diversity and Community Engagement, obviously such as tonight's ceremony. So at this time, we obviously have UT Dallas President ad interim Dr. Hobson Wildenthal with us, and I would certainly like to have Dr. Wildenthal provide us with the official welcome for today's program. Dr. Wildenthal.
Thank you, Dr. Pugh, Dr. Fair. Uh, Welcome. It's great to be here with you, a privilege for me. Dr. Johnson said, mark it, when a man is to be hanged tomorrow, it focuses his mind immeasurably. It's not an exact quote, but you get the point. And an analogy would be when you are told you've got to talk to a group, it also focuses your mind, maybe not quickly enough. But I'm prone to want to think of something that I think about an occasion like this. And, we all always say, and it's very true, that UT Dallas is a wonderfully diverse community. And it's true, faculty, staff, and students. And we can also say it's a wonderful place to prepare for the larger world. And we are, in some sense, a somewhat random, but pretty much a distillation of the world's diversity in terms of all the categories that were mentioned. But thinking about diversity and how well UT Dallas or any university replicates the world's diversity, I thought there are a couple of degrees in which we still are not that diverse. That's just the nature of things. First, we are pretty much homogeneous in age. If we take the adult lifespan, we're all more or less adults, growing into be adults, whereas a lot of the world is under 20, under 18. But of course, if we think about the entire world, we in the United States, particularly those of us privileged to be in the university, are economically, financially, much more homogeneous than the world is. That's always something to reflect on when we think about diversity. While there is some diversity financially within the university compared to the world at large, where you have totally abject poverty. And I don't know that we have any multi-billionaires in the university either. Probably couldn't keep them here. But so economic diversity, we don't get as much as the world has, and so it's something to reflect upon. We get educated about it. And another element, of course, which is correlated but not totally, is that we are not very diverse educationally. We're all educated. We're a large fraction of the world's population is not privileged enough or lucky enough to have the education that even the newest freshman student at UT Dallas has, let alone our advanced students and faculty. So diversity is something to be not only celebrated, it's something to be pondered about, and ultimately what separates us in our diversity and what unites us in our common humanity, and where do we draw the linkage between our common humanity and the almost infinitely great diversity reflected in the university, and even more so outside the university. In the world at large, that diversity can give rise to tensions and worse within the university. Certainly we'll always have our tensions, but it remains, again, unique from the rest of the world in being a rather peaceful place to know each other and work with each other and learn from each other. So think about all these things, at least having to get up and talk to you made me think about them. And so I'm further glad that Dr. Fair invited me to welcome you tonight. So again, welcome. I hope you enjoyed as much as I know I'm going to.
Thank you very much, Dr. Wildenthal. So I hope everyone's ready. I hope everyone's excited, or at least I hope everyone's paying attention, because a great evening is ahead of us. To certainly help kick off tonight, we're going to bring an a cappella group to the stage, South Asian a cappella ensemble. The group name is Dunki. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Dunki. Okay. They're going to perform the Star Spangled Banner. Before they do that, let me give you some background information on our group. They were founded in 2013 at UT Dallas, and in Hindi, Dunki means spellbound. The name also contains the Hindi word dun, which means tune or melody. And for someone involved in sound and hearing loss and that sort of thing, I like it. I certainly like it a lot. In the first 2 years of existence, Dunki became a participant and award winner in various South Asian a cappella competitions around the nation. The group also founded Avaze, the first national South Asian a cappella competition in the southern United States. We will have Dunki perform the Star Spangled Banner, and soon after we will have Lavanya Desai, who is chairperson of the UT Dallas Student Diversity Advisory Council, with a selection as well. If I would have everyone please rise.
Who say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Who saved us the star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Hello. The next piece we're going to sing is Jana Gana Mana. It happens to be the Indian national anthem as well. So.
शुभ नामे जागे, तब शुभ आशीष मागे, गाहे तब जय गाथा। जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे, जय हे, जय हे, जय 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 हे।
Hi, my name is Lavanya. I'm going to be singing Nobody Love by Tori Kelly. Why? Everybody's looking for that something. No one ever wants to pay the price. Everybody's scared of going nowhere. But we ain't going anywhere tonight. Ain't nobody love like you do. Ain't nobody love like you do. Ain't nobody love like you do. Ain't nobody love like you. Yeah, can we stop all the yelling, baby? Hear me out. I want you here and now. Try my best to fight it. Say I hate you, but I always stay. Hey, everybody's looking for a new thing. Oh, 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 oh. Ain't nobody love. Ain't nobody love like you do. Love like you do. Yeah, ain't nobody ain't nobody love like you do. Ain't nobody love like you do.
Wow. If we could we get another round of applause to Dunki and Lavanya Desai? Very impressive. Okay. So again, aside from tonight's primary goal of helping to raise funds to support diversity retention scholarships, we also come together to celebrate and understand how our differences make us stronger and at the same time make us more innovative. Each faculty, each staff member, each student at UT Dallas adds something unique to campus, and we thought it'd be interesting to hear different perspectives on diversity and scholarship. So to start off our reflections on diversity, I'm going to invite a young man to the stage who is a diversity scholarship recipient, but first I'm going to tell you a little bit more about him. I'm hoping I'm not embarrassing this gentleman. He's obviously aware he's going to talk tonight. Mr. Lenin Murillo is a senior mechanical engineering major in Dallas. Lenin originally is from Honduras and moved to Dallas in 2003. He's always been passionate about education and learning as much as possible. This drive and dedication has led him to attain his associate's degree in science with an emphasis in mathematics from Cedar Valley College. He then transferred in the fall of 2013 to UT Dallas with the hopes of becoming the first in his family to graduate from college. Now I want to pause right there. Are there other, the term that's frequently used for that is first generation students. Anyone by show of hands, first generation? Mr. Murillo, look around. First generation, take a look. Okay, first generation. Oh, by the way, first generation. Okay. He is a former member of Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society, in which he helped the various on and off campus events. He's a diversity scholarship program scholar at UT Dallas and has participated in many activities and conferences. One in particular, the Student Conference on Latino Affairs, or otherwise known as SCOLA. Mr. Lennon currently is finishing his senior capstone project, in which he's working on automating a test procedure on lenses, designing the HVAC system for an athletic program complex, and conceptualizing a new product material that can be used for the specific purposes of nanotechnology. You have a resume too? I'm sure there are others who are certainly looking for someone obviously as bright and as talented as you. Mr. Murillo for sure has proven that hard work and dedication are keys to success. In the past year, he's grown as a leader who strives to share his knowledge and wisdom and with his fellow peers, encouraging them on their academic journeys. Ladies and gentlemen, UT Dallas Diversity Scholarship recipient, Mr. Lenin Murillo.
Good evening. I would like to share with you the journey that brought me here and leads me where I'm going. I was born in Tela, Honduras. I migrated to the United States when I was 11 years old. I graduated from high school in 2009 with the hopes of transferring to university right away. That was not possible at the moment. Since I knew I wasn't quite ready to attend university, I enrolled in community college and decided to start there. At the time, I did not know exactly what I wanted to major in, nor what career I wanted to follow. In my mind, I thought I was fairly good in math, so I figured I will take the placement test and see what the results suggest I pursue. But much for my surprise, when I started community college, I was placed in 3 development and math classes and 1 development and English class. Working and going to school was hard, but somehow I managed to make it work. I accepted the challenge, and in the end, proved to myself and others that I could really excel academically. I earned high grades during my time in community college. I was even accepted to the Honor Society Phi Theta Kappa. I was ultimately able to transfer to university. Being here at UTD is not a coincidence. This was the school I wanted to transfer right after high school, but was unfortunately not accepted to when I first applied. I did not take the rejection well. I made it a challenge to actually be accepted here one day. At the UTD, I was able to experience so many different things. All-nighters, hunger, frustration, a 36% average on a class, and somehow that was still considered an A. Looking for parking for 30 minutes, and finally ended up parking in Orange, hoping for the best. Locking my kids inside my car as well, and so many other experiences. I was initially very quiet and kept to myself. Didn't really like to start conversation, nor like the idea of having too many friends. It wasn't until a year ago that it truly hit me. I was not alone. I realized I had a family here all along. I realized that being a diversity scholar had way more to provide than the money itself. The Diversity Scholarship Program brings people together like you and me, people that become your family and share your same views. I managed to meet some of the most amazing people I could ever meet. We laughed, took funny pictures, went to conferences, learned how to salsa dance for the first time. And most importantly, I had the unconditional support of everyone that forms part of this program. Maybe some of you can relate to some of the things I have said. Others might have a different story. But something we all have in common is the desire to not give up and to actually achieve more. So my journey has brought me here today, a current diversity scholar and a future engineer. My goal is to continue to grow as a mechanical engineer with the hopes of one day owning my own engineering firm and be able to come back and be involved in a great program that truly makes dreams realities. I hope one day help others feel what I'm feeling today, the sense of success and accomplishment, and to know that no matter where life takes me from here, I always have the support of my fellow peers and mentors from the Diversity Scholarship Program. Thank you.
Mr. Murillo, thank you for sharing your story with us. Congratulations on your accomplishments, and it is certain that you are only at the beginning. Through hard work and dedication, one of the things I often say, the harder you work, the luckier you get. So you've certainly worked hard, and you have a bright future ahead of you. There's no question about that. We originally had scheduled to have Mr. Joaquin Zihuatanejo with us, but due to delay, we've had someone champion the cause and serve in their place, so I'm going to have Ms. Cynthia Sorto come to the stage so that she will carry us through the poetry component of our program. Ms. Sorto.
Thank you, Dr. Pugh, and it's actually really exciting to come after Lennon. I'm his scholarship advisor, and so I feel like a proud parent on the side hearing him speak. As mentioned earlier, the theme for this evening is Diversity Promoting an Inclusive Climate. In the spirit of that theme, this year we hosted our 4th Diversity Poetry Slam competition as a way of providing a space for students to participate in creating a future of inclusive diversity here at UT Dallas. This year, we used Poetry Slam as a medium for our competition. Slam poetry is defined as the art of competitive performance poetry. Invented in the 1980s by a Chicago construction worker, a poetry slam is a fast-paced competition where poets have a limited amount of time to impress judges randomly selected from the audience. Performers use all tricks of storytelling, songwriting, theater, stand-up comedy, and cold, hard poetry to wheedle points out of the judges from 0 being terrible to 10 being perfect. We sent out a call to the student body to submit their personal responses to diversity issues on campus in the form of a 10-minute performance. They were instructed to begin the process of creating the groups that they wanted to work with and eventually performing their piece in a competitive, 3 competitive workshops. We chose performers for this evening's event that both embody and voice our theme of creating inspiration for the future of diversity. Tonight, the winners of Righting Wrongs in a Diverse World Poetry Slam competition will perform for those who couldn't write it. So I will present to you at this time our 2 performers. Leonjane Carrier, affectionately known as Lee, is a freshman majoring in international political economy. When asked to write a poem under the theme of righting wrongs, she knew she wanted to draw upon her experiences as a Black female student, as well as her evolving role in society as a result of growing and becoming more conscious of the world's political and social climate. Aside from occasionally performing at the open mic nights at various cafes, the Poetry Slam competition was her first time in front of a real audience, and she is beyond grateful for the opportunity. Danielle Edmonds is a sophomore double major in international political economy and public affairs. Danielle is the vice president of the university's League of United Latin American Citizens and has a passion for Latin American advocacy. In her free time, Danielle likes to play games on her phone and watch her favorite TV show, The Office. The workshops have taught them how to take moments of their lives and turn them into lines of poetry. Ladies and gentlemen, please sit back and enjoy their performance.
Hi, yeah, I'm Danielle, and this is Leonjane. We met through the diversity poetry workshops, and this poem, whenever faced with that theme of righting wrongs in a diverse world, I was really inspired by this film. It's called Pecados de mi Padre, or Sins of My Father, and it's by a Colombian filmmaker named Sebastián Marroquín. And this man, he is actually formerly known as Pablo Escobar Jr., and it's about his journey facing the sins of his fathers and how we need to reflect upon the mistakes made by past generations to move forward.
And I was inspired because oftentimes there's not many positive images of what it means to be a woman, let alone what it means to be a Black woman. So when writing this poem, I just wanted it to be kind of about my transformative experience in this process of being a woman and kind of navigating the mixed messages that I've seen. And I thought that Danielle's story was also transformative, and that's why we worked together. Ready? This is the story of a girl who first sees blood on her hands. My family has always lived too far away for us to be close.
I have lived in Greensboro, North Carolina for 75 years.
Every Christmas we would drive 200 miles to see my grandmother in Greensboro.
In the 60s, I would often make my way downtown.
I'm always looking for ways to spend time with Grandma during the lull of December.
I would regularly eat lunch at one of my favorite places.
I finally thought to visit
Woolworth's Lunch Counter. At that counter, you could purchase a roast turkey lunch for only 12 cents.
In the year 1960, young Black students requested service at this very counter.
Then all that trouble started,
sparking a nationwide movement of sit-ins in the name of civil rights.
Can you believe they made the lunch counter into a museum?
I asked Grandma if she wanted to go with me.
I know what's in there.
To this day, I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
I'm not paying $8 to go see a lunch counter. Did you know your grandfather owned his own lunch counter?
I really want to go. This means a lot to me.
I'll wait in the car.
Grandma, I will pay the $8 for you. This is important. This is history.
Well, Danielle, it's not like colored folk were allowed at our lunch counter. So on what side of history does that put you? Grandma, on what side of history does that put me?
My name is Lee.
She was meant to be beautiful.
But she was black. Black as Martin and Pam, black as late to every meeting, black as neck rolls and rolled eyes, black as BET and centric reruns, black as good times and late night football games, black as stolen tongue and robbed air, black as white knuckles and struggle, black as Kunta Kinte and Rip Flash, black as hands up, don't shoot, and
I can't breathe because shouting my own sins is a hard thing to do. But how could I pretend to be an ally if I couldn't tell my own family the truth?
My name is Danielle.
And I was always made to ignore my own family's racism. When I first held hands with a black boy, I was told, your grandmother probably shouldn't meet him. But love is powerful, and all I had to be was brave. I finally started that conversation. Finally took grandma to the Civil Rights Museum. And next time a relative asks, why are you getting mixed up with that Black Lives Matter movement? I kindly remind them that Black Lives Matter, and it's time we all get fucking used to it because she is beautiful.
But she didn't know she was beautiful until Beyonce gave her Formation and Lupita won an Oscar, until I stopped going by Lee and went by Leagene, until I stopped living based on the opinions of others, until I stopped looking for validation.
You are worth it. Grandma, if you ever hear this poem, I want you to know how proud I am. You should know that you're a testament of what love can do. If you just reach out your hand.
It's never too late to be baptized.
And wash away your sins. So I'm going to the river to be born once again. Our name is Sunshine on a Rainy Day, Ice Cream During a Texas Summer, Justice for Tamir Rice, and Freedom for the Wrongly Incarcerated. We are bear hugs from loved ones and singing along to our favorite songs. We write poems that are meant to right society's wrongs
because black may not crack,
but supremacist thought won't either. Until you start posing the questions that lead to our freedom. Put your cards where I can see them. Wake up, be uncomfortable. There's no more time left for sleeping.
All right. Certainly through Lee's performance, or Leon Janae, I want to make sure I get that entire thing out for sure. And Danielle, we surely appreciate that. Do we also have our second place winners, Zachary Gentry, Danny Gentile? Are they here with us? Are they here with us? If I can have you come to the stage. Are we taking? And then also Anita Xavier, Catherine Mayfield. Also, can you come to the stage for us? So collectively, when you look at the groups here, obviously through slam poetry, again, Zachary, Danny, Anita, Catherine, your contributions are just as important, and I certainly want to just bring you up here and also have you just recognized by the group. Again, with stepping in when the need called for it, Ms. Cynthia Sorto, I certainly appreciate that. Can we give a round of applause again to our slam poetry group? Okay. Okay, we're all good?